Hello, I'm Marcia Davies, Chief Operating Officer of the Mortgage Bankers Association and founder of mPower. Today, I'm here with Jean Bradley, Vice President of Strategic Development at Essent Guaranty. Welcome, Jean.
Thank you, Marcia. I'm very excited to be here today.
I am excited to have a conversation with you about what you've learned along the way in your career. Specifically, I know we were talking at a recent conference, and you were telling me that early on in your career, you realized the importance of mentorship. Can you explain how you knew that when you first entered the business?
Well, I kind of got pushed into that room a little bit at a young age, but very quickly discovered that it was an unbelievably valuable tool for me to figure out how to look at myself in the mirror differently. And it also, I was young enough that it was a great place for me to start to find how to tell my story with my most authentic voice and be confident in that.
Mm-hmm. Was there a formal mentoring program? How did you get paired up with someone you were comfortable giving you raw feedback? What was the process like?
So I actually, through another a colleague who was a female, had recommended this mentor for me. And I don't think I was prepared at the time to really understand and think about what it meant to have a mentor and a sponsor that was going to be able to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and also receive the good, the bad, the ugly. So being vulnerable and being comfortable with that was such an unbelievable gift that I was pretty connected to it and attached to it very quickly.
You've probably had more than one sponsor and or mentor throughout your career. Have they all been women or have they all been men? Can you shed some light on the differences if you've had both?
Sure. I think as I've aged, I tend to lean more towards, in my career, as my career has sort of grown, I've tended to lean more towards women mentors. I've had both, and both have been incredibly valuable because they bring two different perspectives. I'd be honest in telling you that when I am interacting with a woman, sometimes I just feel that there's a natural understanding of some of the things that we face into, and that we have a connection because we experience the same type of thing. So neither one is better than the other. They're just different. They're different perspectives, and they come from different shoes.
I have to agree. I've had both in my career as well, and the mentor I had, who was male, actually had me take more risks than I normally would. And the mentors that I've had that are female have been able to help me find my voice and be able to articulate it. So
absolutely,
I
and we
agree with
refine
that.
it.
Yes,
It's continually refined.
it's not easy to know how to find a mentor. So what advice would you give to anyone out there who is looking to find a mentor and make sure it's a connection that can work?
Right. So the first question I would ask anybody is, what's the worst thing that happens if you ask someone? So you clearly have a view sometimes. You do have insight into a person. Sometimes it's someone you're not familiar with. But go to your network and ask, and then try it. And if it's not right, it's okay. You're not going to offend anybody. You wouldn't stay with the doctor that you didn't trust or didn't feel comfortable with. It's the same thing, probably more important in a mentor, which is find that connection, understand your running rules with each other, understand if confidentiality matters, understand if sort of where your vulnerabilities can go. So take the time to put yourself out there and ask. I think there's a lot of people that would absolutely help anybody and help people in our industry, women in our industry, men in our industry, and it's just a matter of asking and putting yourself out there a little bit.
When we were talking earlier, you told me about something unique that is happening, and I'd like you to share it because I think it takes the normal, traditional mentor one-on-one model and it turned it a little upside down. So can you tell us what's going on?
So, sure. I was traveling with a colleague, and at the end of our day, she said to me, would you be willing to coach and mentor a group of us if we put that forward. I said, absolutely, I would be more than happy to do that. So they took the initiative, they set up the time, we have reoccurring hours together. And one of the things that's happened very quickly in the time that we've been together is that they're becoming advocates and sponsors for each other. I'm starting to play even less of a role because they're starting to find their place with each other, and they have shared experiences, and their vulnerabilities kind of go right, they don't think about it because they're talking openly with each other. So the mentorship has become almost a advisory board, a group of them who are mentoring each other, and it wasn't purposeful, but it was, I can stand back today and see how powerful it is, and they have created a network with each other. And I also am watching them think about how do I take that network even further outside of just of where we started. So it's been really fun to watch that happen, and I also, for me, it was a clarifying moment around the power of single mentorship and sort of group mentorship. Both are really powerful and have a purpose.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and so appreciate your advice.
Thanks for all your work and your efforts with mPower. It's really meaningful to our industry, so we appreciate it.
Great, thanks.
For more information, please visit us at www.mba.org/mPower.